no idea who those parents are. So this is an opportunity for all of us to know each other. And we have our staff here. And another surprising and funny thing is when I ask, parents call me and ask me some questions about their class and I ask, who's your class teacher? They blank out. So I didn't want that to happen. I want all of us to know the class teachers' names because they're all putting so much effort into this and it's good for all of us to bond and work together and there's a purpose behind whatever we are doing. So we want all of us to join hands and work together to achieve the goals that we have for GitaWise, especially for the kids' classes. So before I hand it over to Harita, I wanted to just reiterate the mission and goals of GitaWise, which we already had spoken in our parent meeting at the beginning of this year. But we want to emphasize again, the purpose of GitaWise, the mission is to impart value-based education. That is a huge emphasis I want to give there. And when we say value-based emphasis, we're not talking about material values, the material knowledge that you are all giving to your kids wonderfully through all the academic programs, extracurriculars you are doing. But the value that we are talking about is the value that is in Bhagavad Gita and the scriptures. So we want our children to learn those values and imbibe them and also practice them in their day-to-day life. So we are, in other words, preparing your children to become life performers. Right? Just like we have performances on stages for multiple arts like music, dance and all, and you know how much practice goes into those performances. Children practice for several years and do the Arangetram or the Rangapravesham performance, and there's so much hard work in that. But Bhagavad Gita skills are those that help us perform in our life on a day-to-day basis, moment by moment, every moment. Right? So we want our kids to learn these values, and it doesn't mean only our kids have to learn. If we are lagging behind, and that happens when we are not able to answer our kids' questions, which I'm sure most of the time it happens, right? When kids come back home from spiritual classes, they ask questions, and most of the times we are dumbstruck. We don't know what it means or how to answer them in a way that they can understand. Maybe we know it, but we do not know how to explain to them at their age level. I mean, I'm sure most of you have experienced that. So the goal is for not only the kids to learn, but even you as parents, equip yourselves with the knowledge and be able to address their questions and concerns so that they are confident. It shouldn't be blind knowledge or sentimental knowledge that they learn. They're confident that, oh, this makes sense and I want to learn this more. And they should see that value because they're getting it from the teachers of GitaWise classes and also from parents. So we want your help because we are doing one side by giving this knowledge, by teaching the values that come from Bhagavad Gita. And the other side is you parents have to help us. And we're going to talk more about how we want to engage GitaWise parents, keep it more engaged activity rather than a one-side activity. So value-based education, and what does value-based education result in? It has to result in empowered individuals, meaning we all should be able to make right choices at the right time, right, in the right situations. At a time when the entire Sanatana Dharma is getting derailed, right? We all have to stand up and see how we ourselves are having strong foot while also helping our children, holding their hands and helping them understand these values. And parents, please, please, this will not happen until and unless we put our effort to help them learn. They're little kids, they are going to be bombarded constantly by everything and anything that does not take them closer to Sanatana Dharma. And unless we parents step up and hold their hands and emphasize and prioritize. I'm going to say prioritize because most of the times when I reach out to parents, which I did, my job from July beginning till now has been reaching out to parents one-on-one, either asking, reminding the parents to submit registration form or reminding parents to come to these various programs we do or reminding parents to send in donations. That has been my part-time job of late. And when I talk to the parents, they say, oh, we're still deciding because we don't know what the actual schedule of my child is going to be once the school starts. And I'm like thinking, shouldn't Bhagavad Gita be the first priority and shouldn't you be doing all other activities around Bhagavad Gita? That's what I get in my mind, but I don't compel it because I want that feeling should be coming from your side. But to me, that's what I think. So you all also should understand that Bhagavad Gita should be the center, GitaWise class should be the center, and you prioritize all other activities around these classes, any activities that we do through GitaWise. And that results in empowered individuals, because empowering ourselves means we have to make the right choices at the right time. Isn't it? I mean, are we not in the crossroads of making choices at every moment of our life? Even we as adults are stuck with what choice to make, and that decision or the intelligence to make the right choice comes when we have the right intelligence coming from the right source of knowledge, which is Bhagavad Gita, the basic foundational script for all of us who have had the origin of being born, fortunate of being born in India, right? And then when the individuals are empowered, it automatically leads to enriched families. Enriched families meaning value-based decision-making families. As a family, together, in a given situation, what is the decision that we make? Is it value-based or value-opposing, right? So we have to have that commonality. We as families should have common goals, and we should be able to make those right choices day in and day out, and that can come only when we as parents can role model it to our kids. And then what do enriched families really to thriving communities, right? Communities are made up of families, and families are made up of individuals, and therefore these GitaWise classes are addressing the root of building strong and thriving communities. We want to be living in communities where we are not ashamed of our values, where we can boldly present our values, where we can boldly walk in the society with those values. And for that, we should help build those families or those communities. And communities are made of families, and families are made of individuals. So, in other words, our humble attempt. And again, we are not perfect individuals, all of us here. We're only endeavoring. We know the value of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. We're ourselves struggling and learning, and we're also going through our ups and downs. And in that process, we want to encourage more and more people to come onto this in this path, because we see so much value. This is so enriching. This is so fulfilling, and this is it's so captivating. So, and we are so passionate about it, and we want that passion to be contagious, right? Of late, we have been exposed for 4 years, last 2.5, 3 years about this COVID being so contagious. But now let's all brace ourselves and make this Bhagavad Gita knowledge contagious. And we seek your help as well. That's why we said today's meeting is specifically only for parents, because the rest of the year we're going to spend time with your children. And before that, we want to set the expectations right for you all, and also know what your expectations are from us. And we all can align ourselves and then move forward for the coming year. On that note, I want to hand over to Harita now. Harita has been a very enthusiastic. She taught last year 4th and 5th grade. However, she's taken up the role of being a communications and implementation lead for GitaWise this year. She's been very enthusiastic. She has come up with great ideas, and now it's all of us. She's going to present those ideas to us, and it's up to all of us as to how we together will implement those ideas. So I request your kind attention. Again, please pay attention and listen to all important points here, because the venues are not same on Saturday and Sunday classes. The timings are not same. The teachers are not same. There's so many dynamics here. There's so many things that are changing. Unless you all are focusedly listening and asking questions and going to the tables after the meeting, this purpose of this meeting will not be fulfilled. Okay? Thank you all so much. And for those who are online on the Zoom session, if you have questions towards the end, please raise your hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Aruna Garu. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hope you all had a great summer. I'm now excited that kids are back to school. At least I am. Yeah. So here, like before I get into the goals of the GitaWise for the 2022 and 2023, I would like to thank Aruna Garu and Suresh Garu for giving us this GitaWise community. We as a family associated with GitaWise since 2019. My kids joined the classes in 2019. So initially I just, as a regular class, I thought, okay, let's sit with kids in the class, because the classroom was big, so I was sitting at the back of the class. I'm glad I made that decision, because by sitting in the class, I was able to hear Aruna Garu's lectures, and I was like so impressed and immediately hooked to that discussion, because there were so many questions like why, how, and what, which were got clarified, and so many questions got raised. I'm like, okay, why is this happening? So that is when even I was able to join the GitaWise classes. So, and as a foundation for any kid to start any studies, ABCDs are alphabets are the importance. So similarly, in the path of spirituality, we as a family, my family, we thought like, okay, we'll just follow the ABCD rule. That is association, B for books, C for chanting, and D for diet. Diet is nothing but a clean food. So as I speak of the association, let's focus on our first two goals. That is a strong community, connected community, and growing together. So one of the key words for those goals to be achieved is association. So how do we associate? As just now Aruna Garu said, like being with the right people at the right time and associating with the right people, right? So just an example which I read like few months back about the wood. Piece of wood, it has a potential to burn, right? But the wood will remain as is no matter how dry or the inflammable it is. So unless it comes in contact with the fire. So similarly, in our lives, we need someone to give that ignite, the spark of the spirituality, and get onto the path of the spirituality just to know about the Supreme. So we would like our families of the GitaWise to be associated and grow together as a strong connected community. Now that we are back from the online mess, back to all face-to-face classes, we'll be meeting in person for the classes on Saturdays and Sundays, and we'll have all the events planned for the year in person. So we want to have that commitment from the parents to participate and get involved, and this will eventually help our kids to not lose interest on this, because this is something we always give the back priority, but that has to change. That will change only by getting involved in this. And the second one, and the third one, goal is like engagement. Yes, you might be guessing what exactly is engagement in this. So it's again about the social media engagement. That's a buzzword. We can't really get out of the social media. So how about get involved in a right way? So when I say right way, how about we engage and get active in a Krishna conscious way? So we have different social media channels here. We have a GitaWise Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and the email. But all of these are happening with just the minimal activity. We won't get more involvement or the attention on these pages. So you might wonder why we need attention or the traffic on those pages. So here it's purely to let our devotional plant grow. So for any plant to grow, we have to water it regularly. So how do we do that? How is it that possible? Like, is it what we have to do that to grow that devotional plant? So we have made your job easier here and set up a monthly activities. So all you have to do is just participate in this. And at the end of the year, I promise we all will learn and grow together here. So let's take a look at the monthly activities here. So here, if you can see, for the August, we have like back to GitaWise and the Janmashtami, right? So that is a theme for that month. We will be passing all these slides to you. If you want, you can take pictures too, but I just want to let you know. Yeah, so for example, for the month of August, we have back to GitaWise and the Janmashtami as our theme. So what will happen? What we need to do, what we have to do as a part of this exercise. So as the classes in the month of August, as the classes begin on August 13th, so during that weekend, we'll post a question saying that, for example, okay, how are you preparing for the first day of the classes? Is your classmate, do you have all the class materials required? Do you have your binder ready? Do you have your folder materials required? So we'll say, okay, just post a picture of your binder. So what you have to do is like, prepare your class materials, put it in a folder, have your verses print out, everything taken out, get ready for your class. Take a picture of that binder and post it on Facebook saying that, and we have to use those hashtags saying August theme, hashtag GitaWise, hashtag values for the lifetime. So these are the activities which we'll be doing for every month starting from August till the end of the year of the May. So, and one of my favorite activity I would say I'm looking forward for is the November's Bingo Challenge. Let me see if I can pull up here. 1 second. Okay, so this is a November Bingo Challenge. Here in the month of November, we have 30 days. So, and we got 25 tasks to finish. So every day, each kid has to do only one task and make a post on it. And so in that manner, whoever finishes the whole box of it, so whoever does the blackboard, that is 25 tasks, in that month, they will get a prize from, I think, I'm just announcing that, I don't know, yes, yeah, they will get the prize for the...
Every grade gets one prize.
Yes, every grade. Each, I mean, like the kid who from each grade will get a prize for it. So, in the similar, I mean, like, yeah, so this is what the plan we are planning just to have like for each month. But again, having said all this, we would like to clarify one more thing. There will be some parents who will not prefer to make a post on the Facebook or any social media. We completely agree. We agree with you. We respect your privacy. But the whole goal of is like just to get involved and complete the task. That is the whole goal of it. So if you don't want to make a post to Facebook, that's fine. Send us an email or send us an like contact your teacher how you can make that task. The whole purpose is to do the task. That's the goal. And so yeah, so this is what we have, and then we also have the calendar set up. Even this you will be getting the printout. You can just, I will send all the materials in the email and on the WhatsApp group. So we expect to have this calendar printout taken and put it in a folder so you all know when the important events are coming up. So we are just advance booking for the GitaWise all these events. So there is no way to say that okay you cannot make it, because we are giving you a like month's notice ahead of the time. So all the events are listed here. And one more point to note here is like annual day program for the GitaWise. It's on the January 22nd. So please block your calendars for that. More details will be sent out. And it's color coded. Just take the color printout and make it. I would suggest that. Or if you have the soft copy, it's yours. So yeah, that's the one way of suggesting. So none of this is possible without our great team of the teachers standing over there. So it's all possible only because of them. So now I would say like because I'm seeing like very lots of new faces. So everyone has to know like what their teacher is about, like what they are, like what do they do in their day-to-day life. So let's go over each person, and then I will just read below about themselves. So first I will start with Aruna Bikman. She has done her MS in Organic Chemistry from India and MS in Bioinformatics from US. Happily married to Suresh Bikman and proud mother of two wonderful boys, Anirudh and Anish. Both graduated from the South Forsyth High School and attending University of Pennsylvania. She is currently working as a software engineering lead at a LexisNexis in Alpharetta. She loves to sing, playing veena, and meeting and talking to new people. I think that's the reason we have the GitaWise community, because she has that passion of talking to new people. So thank you so much for that. And then next we have, and Aruna Garu, she will be teaching classes 6th to 8th and 9th to 12th. And then we have Santoshi Mahal. She lives in Suwani with her husband. She has 2 kids and works as a tax consultant. Her favorite thing to do is reading a variety of books and listening to Nectarian Krishna Katha. And she will be responsible to teaching the grades 6 to 8. And then next we have, yeah.
Next,
yeah.
Who's the next person?
Yeah, it's Jaykumar Prabhuji. Yeah. So then next we have Jaykumar Prabhuji. Jaykumar Prabhakar came to Krishna conscious in 2008 when he got curious to know what is in Bhagavad Gita. He took up Krishna conscious seriously in 2010, and since then there is no looking back. He has served ISKCON Thane in many ways: volunteering activity, managing weekly satsang, organizing festival, book distribution, and Go Seva, to name a few. After coming to US in 2017, he has been serving ISKCON Atlanta. He is a Bhakti Vriksha leader and conducts weekly sessions on Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. By profession, he is an IT professional, cloud and automation architect, and works with the company Accenture. He is married to Jayashree and they have one daughter, Malika, who is in college. All of them practice Krishna conscious. He has a keen interest in inculcating our values and scripture knowledge to the younger generation. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining GitaWise family. We are so glad to have you on board. Then next we have Swati Mataji. So she is teaching grades 4 to 5. She completed her BSc, BEd, PCM, and worked as a teacher in India. While pursuing master, got married with Dilip Kumar Darvesh and have a wonderful son, Krishna, who is studying 3rd grade in Fulton County School. She loves singing bhajan, kirtan, decorating altar. Currently learning Hindustani Shastriya Sangeet. She loves to spend time with kids and teaching them shlokas, drama, and cultural activities. What a great feature. This is drama and social activity, cultural activities. We would definitely need it for our annual day then. So yes. Thank you so much, Swati Mataji. She is also, it will be her first year joining the GitaWise family. And then next we have Vijita Mataji. She lives in Suwani. She has 2 teenage boys. She loves reading books, gardening, and doing fun activities with her kids. She has been teaching kids at GitaWise for 2 years. Thank you, Mataji. I know like last year she was teaching grade 4 and 5, but this year she'll be teaching 3rd grade. Thank you. Then next we have Revati Ramamurthy. Revati Ramamurthy lives in Cumming and have 2 teenage boys. She has been volunteering in GitaWise for the last 1 year. She is passionate about cooking and baking. We have wonderful cooks, I think, in our team. Yeah. And then we have Shushma. She is a proud mother of 2 kids and professionally working as a software engineer. She has been with GitaWise for the past 4 years and has been teaching GitaWise kindergarten to 2nd classes from the past 2 years. Her whole family attends GitaWise Bhagavad Gita classes. Yeah, thank you, Shushma. This year also she will continue to teach the kindergarten to 2nd grade. And then last but not least, Madhavi. She is a mother of 2 kids, a 13-year-old and 10-year-old daughter. She is a software engineer by profession. Her hobbies include gardening. So thank you all teachers. And then it's me. I'll be just, as Aruna Garu said, I'll be just taking over, looking at the communications and helping teachers with any needs. And then let's get into, and yeah, I think I said a lot. So any questions? Do we need to pause here? Yeah, we want this to be interactive. Please feel free. Say that this idea is bad. This is good. Yeah, we want to hear from you. Okay, but okay, last 10 minutes we'll have for the questions. We'll go over them. Then next we'll go through the curriculum details and each teacher will come up and speak. So first we have like kindergarten to 2nd grade. Teachers will be Madhavi and Shushma.
Hare Krishna, my name is Madhavi Mahankali. Just to tell myself, I started my journey with GitaWise by sending my son when he was in 3rd grade. And then I knew that there were classes for ladies and men, and then the best way to teach kids is to live by example. So we thought we take away that opportunity and we started going to classes since then. So right now all my family is going to GitaWise classes and I'm very thankful to that. I've been teaching the kindergarten to 2nd grade group. This will be my 3rd year. And I thank Aruna Garu for trusting me and giving this opportunity. 3rd time in a row. Thank you, Aruna Garu. And I'd like to introduce Sushma. We both will be teaching the kindergarten to 2nd grade together.
You stand here because you people can see you. Stand.
Hare Krishna, everyone. As Madhavi said, I will be the co-teacher for the kindergarten to 2nd grade. I think we taught 2 separate classes last year for the same grade, so some of the kids already know us. And I have been with GitaWise for past 4 years. We joined like in 2018, and that is the first time I got introduced to Bhagavad Gita. I have heard, but I never got a chance to read or understand. So GitaWise gave me an opportunity to do, and my kids also started along with us. So me, my husband and my kids, all of us attended GitaWise classes. And we made so much progress in our spiritual life because of the GitaWise platform. And also with the teaching, by teaching, I also learn a lot. And with kids asking so many questions, I got to explore and find out some of the answers. The little kids get so many wonderful questions which we cannot even think of. So that's a wonderful opportunity to learn more. And thank you for giving this opportunity to everyone.
Yeah. So for this year curriculum, we want to cover Bhagavad Gita chapter 15. It has 20 shlokas, so we think we can possibly cover all these 20 shlokas for this year. And towards the end of the year, when we have the shloka recital, it would be a good opportunity to say that your kids learned chapter 15. And apart from that, we have values of life books as well, but we think it's a little too mature for kids that age. So we'll be reading moral stories from prescribed sources like ISKCON Desire Tree or other books that we got from Vrindavan. And we try to tone down the material to an extent that your kids can understand and they can relate to it. In addition to that, we'll also be doing the arts and crafts related to Krishna on special occasions, so to keep them engaged rather than keeping one full hour just to teach them. We try to make it a little more interesting as well. So the request from us is, as parents, if you can encourage your kids to learn the shlokas every week, it will be really easy for them towards the end of the year, especially for the recitation, and they themselves will be very proud to learn the whole chapter. So please encourage learning the shlokas, and if possible, you also can learn with them.
And thank you for giving their time of 1 hour every week. So please encourage them to come regularly and focus on the verses and try to learn.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Madhya and Krishna. Then next we can go to third grade curriculum. It will be by Vijita and Revati.
Hare Krishna everyone. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Aruna Mataji and Suresh Garu to having us this platform, and I've been practicing Krishna conscious for so many years. I always put a question to myself like, what is one thing, I'm always sitting in my comfortable zone, so how do you come out of this comfortable zone, right? And my kids always challenge me that I cannot teach. So that's where I took this as a challenge, and in the process of that, like I started learning slokas. When I was going for the classes, like I just read the slokas, but now then, like I started practicing myself, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the parents for the last year third graders. Thank you for trusting on us and sending over the kids, and I am excited to teach this year as well. So thank you, and I would like to hand over to Vijita.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, it's been an honor for me to continue these classes because of Aruna Garu. I have 2 kids and they have been taught by Aruna Garu, and now my older one is graduated growing up in GitaWise, and I feel proud by coming to these classes and taking advantage of all these values and the verses they learned in the classes. So I want to thank you all for joining this GitaWise family, because it is a great platform for you, for us, for all of us to learn the message of Bhagavad Gita and develop love for Krishna. So I have been teaching here for 2 years, and I highly encourage everyone to involve what kids are learning in the classes and encourage them, and because that is the first. If you show them enthusiasm that we are sending them to the classes, then they will show automatically. So my request is, all the parents, please involve what the kids are learning in the classes, and please ask them after they come from the classes what did they learn, and so that they'll get more interest. So here I'll just give a brief introduction of what we are covering. This year me and Revati Garu are teaching for 3rd grade, and we are learning chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, that is the Yoga of a Supreme Person, and we are also learning the Values of Life, book 3. And this book is, and many of you already know, this book is a great book for all the values and morals. So for the kids at this young age, they can learn and implement in their future. And we'll start the class with the prayers that we already sent. We'll send it. If you are new parents, we followed by the bhajan, and those bhajans we keep changing. We keep introducing new bhajans for every 1 or 2 months as the kids learn, and we give chance for each and every kid to learn and to recite in the class, so that they'll master it. And we'll teach 1 sloka per week, and we ask them to memorize. So yeah, rest of the topics.
So as Mataji explained, like we'll be teaching one verse from chapter 15, and we would request all the kids to practice 5 minutes a day. It's not, we are not asking more than that. So it would be really great if you could remind your kid to practice 5 minutes a day for learning the verse, and then you can also encouraging them to listen the bhajans. And we'll be revising for every month. I mean, like for the throughout the month, we'll be reading 1 to 4 slokas for that month. We'll have the revision of that slokas at the end of the last Sunday of that month, and then we'll have a Kahoot on that based on the stories we are learning from this Values of Life book. And we'll have keep changing the assignment once in a while, like they can start writing a story of the lesson what they have learned in the Values of Life, or they can write some moral from the stories we are reading, like that. Like we'll swap that assignments every other time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So the next will go to 4th and 5th grader. The teachers will be Jaykumar Prabhu and Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So I'm very grateful to all of you that you all have come here and joined this GitaWise family. So congratulations and my heartfelt thank you to all of you. I would also like to express my gratitude to Arunaji because a few months ago when we met the festival, she told would you like to come and join the family. And I know that what kind of work she is doing. So it was very exciting for me to immediately say yes.
I hope you stay excited.
So that was very good for me to come in here. And I'm very happy to see, when I see this teacher speaking, how they're enthusiastically inculcating the good values in all the children that we have here is really, heartwarming. So thank you very much. So in this curriculum, we have Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, primarily focusing on Karma Yoga. Right? This is very important for our kids to know. What is Karma Yoga? Right? And at that age, they will get the right understanding of what Karma Yoga means, whatever activity they do, how they should do, what they should do, what the result should go, and things like that. So it's very rightly, chosen chapter for that grade. And it has got like 43 verses. So don't get overwhelmed at how they will remember 46 shlokas and all that. It's very easy if they regularly read, as every teacher emphasized in the beginning. It's just 15 minutes a day, not more than that. Just 15 minutes. They will remember all the shloka. But we need to just guide that 15 minutes and how they should do it, right? And of course, values. So how many of you heard of Shiv Khera? Everybody heard Shiv Khera? Okay. So he has, when I was in management, training and all that, I used to read a lot of self-development books. And one of the books that he has written, where he says, winners don't do things differently. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. Now that's stuck in my mind that, they're doing the same thing, but what is different? Where is the difference coming from? And as I got into this Krishna consciousness, I understood that if we apply these values coming from our scriptures, then the same action that we are doing without that knowledge will be very different. As Arunaji also mentioned in the beginning, how this empowerment comes in. Making the right decision. Always, there is every path that you walk, you always have two choices. You had a choice to come here, you had a choice to not come. You had a choice to put your students into GitaWise family, you had a choice to put them into something else, but you took the choice. So this empowerment is what we plan to, empower your children with. So that is what we will do. And further, I request Swati Mother to speak on a few things that we plan to do here. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for coming. It shows that you all are giving so much value and your valuable time you are giving for kids. So before I'm going to start, I want to say that when kids come from class, whichever class it is, you have to first listen them. What they learn, you can ask and listen them. Because what happens initially, kids learn and they are excited. Mama, I learned this one, I learned that one. When we hear, then they will be more eager. Wow, Mama is appreciating. So you should appreciate, because I have son, and when he learns something, he will say, Mama, this, that, and if I don't listen him, then he will ignore. Oh, Mama is not listening to me. Then next time he won't express what he feels. So please listen to them. And the third chapter, now Bhagavad Gita we are going to teach this year. It has a 43 verses. You all will think that, oh, 43 verses, how my child will be memorized? I will tell you my own experience. I memorized the Bhagavatam shlokas, Bhagavad Gita shlokas myself. And my son just listened with me and he memorized all the shlokas faster than me. And he almost in Bhagavad Gita, so many chapters he memorized the verses. So just to make them, sit with them and make them memorize. It will be happen, and just sit with them and, oh, what you learn, you can interact with them. So they can see that, oh, Mama is showing interest, oh, Mama is appreciating me, and Papa is showing me interest. So they will learn it. So here 43 verses, we are not expecting all but at least more than 50%, 75% at least they can do. But we will see, it's now not clear. Second thing, we are teaching the value of life books. So when kids growing, they have to know what is correct, what is right, what is wrong. Because kids are like a sponge, kids are like a mold. However we turn them, they will turn it. So when we are giving proper shape to them, then they will grow like that. And when they grow, they will appreciate, they will grateful to parents, because, oh, my parents gave me, my teacher gave me good values to me. So now whatever I'm doing because of them. So that is those all things will come. So values of life. And in here the classes, kids will do some activities, whatever they will say or whatever they will do, they will, just check with them and please contact me or Jayakumar Prabhuji about that. And other things I want to say that here curriculum activities or bhajans, we are going to teach them the bhajans, shlokas and all. So make sure at least weekly once or twice they can read it or they can sing in front of Lord. So that way their spirituality will also increase, their spirituality will start, plus they will learn new things, new bhajans, instead of like Batman, this, that, because my son is 3rd grade. It has so many funny things also. Instead of that, they can speak nicely, and when the kids behave properly, the credit goes to parents. Wow, this boy is doing very nicely. The parents give very nice values. The parents give very nice how to behave. The parents are teaching them. So those all things will goes to credit to parents. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, next we have for the 6th to 8th grade, Santoshna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I'm so happy to teach 6th to 8th grade this year. Last year I taught 6th grade, so I'm so happy to have the same children in my class again, the 7th graders now. So they are amazing. I have no words to say because really these kids are extraordinary. You know how hard we have to push our kids to go to any activity. I think I speak for me. I have to push my kid for everything. But your kids, they don't.
Zoom video is not working. It's not check. Sorry. No. Sorry.
they are all willing to come to Gita class, and that is surely something of your good doing actually. Do you, if you ever think back to past, why do you have spiritual inclination, do you think? All of us, our parents did something, they are spiritually inclined. So they gave that little Sukriti to us, so we are all spiritually inclined. So you are giving that to your kids, and that's really great. That's amazing. Thank you everyone for that. And yes, we will be covering chapter 3. We will start with chapter 3 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita this year. I know for 7th graders we have some more chapter 1 shlokas left, but we will definitely come back to that after chapter 3 because we want to start with Karma Yoga, finish that whole chapter this year. Last year we were doing only one verse because we were getting used to the online thing and everything, but this year we will first start with in person, so we will do 2 shlokas every week because they are quite older, 6 to 8 graders, so 2 shlokas a week, and we will finish chapter 3, and then we will continue and finish the rest of chapter 1 too. And values of the book life. Values of the life book, book number 6. Last year we finished book 5. It was so amazing to hear the reflections from so many kids. So even in the shlokas, everyone is interested in the translation. See, that is the logical thing about the children. They are interested in the translation, which they can understand. So yes, shlokas are very important because those were the words spoken by Krishna himself. We are repeating the words spoken by Krishna himself. Bhagavad Gita is the only scripture that is spoken by God himself, right? So when we repeat the words of God himself, it definitely increases the Sukriti. And all of the kids, even though they don't memorize, they repeat the shloka twice in the class. They repeat it twice in the class. So they lead once and they follow once. So they repeat the words of the God twice. So they definitely are gaining Sukriti. Yes, as I was saying, the translation appeals to them more. So Values of the Life book is a very big hit. So every kid shares their realizations and reflections. My class is not quiet. It is very interactive. I like that part of my class. So I hope the 6th to 7th, 6th and 8th graders also will be the same type. And so why do teachers give assignments in school? As long as we do just learning, it is all theoretical, right? It may go off your head, but the projects in this year, we want the kids to put their effort into something so they can imbibe, something will go into the head. So they will explore deeper. Instead of doing just theoretical classes, we just plan to do something creative, like an art project, once in a quarter. So we will give more details about it as every quarter assignments are due. So that's all for 6th to 8th graders. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be in that desk. Thank you.
Mother, the venue is different address? Or is
Yeah.
it the same?
For 6th to 8th graders alone, it is the place where Chaitanya Sharon Prabhu gave his class.
We'll go over those details.
So are you explaining the translation about the shloka?
Of course.
Meaning of the shloka?
Of course. We always do. That's the favorite part of most of the kids. They have so many questions about it. It's so amazing. I get to learn a lot because these kids are so sharper. So I have to listen to at least 2 lectures before I give this class. So thank you.
The last one we have for the 9th to 12th graders.
So we will be covering chapter 3 for high school students too, and we had few verses in 2nd chapter, I think, so we'll cover those two after finishing 3rd chapter. And they have mandatory assignment every quarter. Again, this is to engage the high school kids. They are very busy, I understand. However, they have to make some time, maybe some time for Bhagavad Gita classes. So I have given them to create a poster based on the verses or messages that they feel inspired and take away for the quarters class, and a brief narrative or presentation to show the class what sets you apart from the rest of the world by learning Gita. And then I think this is similar to what Santoshima said in 6th grade, 6th to 8th grade group. So basically we want to keep them engaged, just like in high school they have projects for every subject, right? We want Bhagavad Gita also to be like any other subject, so that they engage and come up with their ideas. And as all the teachers mentioned, we learn a lot. In fact, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, himself said, preaching or teaching is a self-purificatory process. So our goal is actually manifold here. We are also learning a lot when we teach the kids very intelligent questions, and sometimes, though we have heard Bhagavad Gita many times, Bhagavad Gita is so deep, we get new meanings every time we read it. But when kids ask questions, we look at things differently, different perspective opens up. So again, we want high school students to be more involved. How many of high school parents are here? Okay, yeah, with high school students, it gets very demanding with time, right? And actually, Bhagavad Gita class will act as a stress buster. And in fact, for all of us, we all keep talking, stress is a buzzword for all of us, right? Oh, I'm stressed out. And so Bhagavad Gita is the best stress buster. So high school students also, I keep telling, yeah, you have so many assignments, you're continuously working. So in between, take a break by doing one mala of Hare Krishna Mantra, or recollecting from memory the previous verse, or thinking about what we discussed in class. So that's how I tell them you have to take your stress away from reading the school academic subjects. So that's all I have for high school. So what is the plan next for? That's one. Okay. So we have expectations from parents and from students. And for students' expectations, we expect you all to own those and help them. And again, we don't want you all to be upset with your kids if they're not learning verses. Be kind to them, as somebody told, I think Swati Mataji told, it's okay if they don't learn the verse. It's our goal for them to learn, but if it gets to the point where they're getting frustrated, please do not force it on them. Find ways of encouraging them creatively. Make Bhagavad Gita discussion a friendly discussion. It should not happen that, oh my gosh, she's going to talk about Bhagavad Gita now. That should not be the feeling your child should get whenever they talk about GitaWise classes. That's happening, that's very bad. At that point, I would request you all to take a break from GitaWise classes. We don't want kids to be growing up thinking Bhagavad Gita is a burden or Bhagavad Gita is something which was forced upon them. Definitely we don't want to do that. If that's happening, you all have to put a stop there, pause there, and let them just come to start liking it. Till then, basically ideas don't force it upon them. Anything can be forced but not Bhagavad Gita. They should like it. They should not start having any hours feelings towards Bhagavad Gita. That's one thing. Therefore, for you all to have a nice time with the GitaWise classes, one thing we encourage is please be on time to the classes. Just don't rush through classes, because whenever we're rushing, that's when pressure builds up, right? In the family, when we are last minute, we are trying to get into the car, not finding things. Where's the GitaWise bag? Where is the folder? Where is that? And what they don't find it, and no, I don't want to go because my teacher might be mad without the folder. So we don't want to get into all that. So help your child stay organized by giving a bag which is assigned for GitaWise material only. In future, we want to give GitaWise lingy bags. This is the next, within few months, we're going to order those. But until then, please have your child have a dedicated bag, a dedicated place for that bag in the house, so that they don't have to run around the house before GitaWise class. And make sure you drop them 5 minutes before the class. So if you have to reach the place at 10 a.m., if your class starts at 10 a.m., make sure you are there by 9:55 a.m. so that your child has time to walk into the class and not running into the class. So that's one thing. For that, you have to plan. We all know, right? We have to plan for things. So the GitaWise planning is also important. And carpool, please, because if you have kids from your neighborhood, please carpool. If you don't have, then it is an opportunity to encourage kids from your neighborhood to join for these classes. That way you are giving exposure to Bhagavad Gita for other families too. Then of course, this goes without saying, please take shower before the kids come to classes. Your kids. We have noticed during online sessions, some of the students would just log in and sit there, and we could sense that they were not taking shower. But with in-person classes, please make sure they take shower and come to the classes. And again, as I said, have the material organized, and then please notify your class teachers if they're absent for some reason. And that is how you develop the relationship with the teacher, right? With the teacher, and the teacher is also able to connect with you. So start the communication channel. Anytime you have any question, please make sure that you notify your teacher. And then not sending the kids face-to-face classes with even mild cough, cold, fever symptoms. We all know we have to be extremely careful, even if it is not COVID. Please don't send them if they have any of these symptoms. Even if in-home test came as negative, we recommend until all the symptoms are gone, please do not send them. And if we notice that your child is coughing in the class, we will have to isolate them and call you for you to come and pick them up. We do not want to be the place where COVID is spreading, right? We don't want that stress. We all are volunteering our time. That's the reason Harita had it. She was making a point that we have to let them know what we do outside of GitaWise in our lives. So please understand that we have our own lives and we are trying to give something which we see value in, and that should not be a place where we are pointed fingers saying, oh, GitaWise class has caused COVID spread or anything like that. So we do not want that to happen. And then helping the child in verse memorization and learning values gently by reminding and positive reinforcement. Again, best way of helping them learn is you also trying to learn. And most of the times you will fail as parent. And it's okay, the children are always ready to fail, right? That's the only place where we're ready to fail, not anywhere else. And with children we're ready to fail, so let them also feel good that they're doing something better than you. They have always seen you doing better in all the activities or all the chores, but one place where they'll see themselves doing better is verse memorization. So let it happen, but participate. And then another important thing is volunteering and being present for all GitaWise events, meetings and activities. So in addition to these GitaWise classes, we're also inviting guest speakers for adults, for parents, so that they can understand different worldviews of Bhagavad Gita from experienced and practicing speakers, right? So when we conduct those programs, please do come and participate, and that's when we build thriving communities or those empowered individuals and nourished families, right? That happens only when you all participate in every program that GitaWise conducts. So we expect 100% participation. That's the reason Harita made the beautiful calendar. She's going to send a soft copy of all the information that we're sharing here. She's having samples of binders of what material should go inside the binder, so that you are completely informed. And after this meeting, when you go home, whether it's online participants or in-person participants, there is no information that was not revealed to you. If you have missed some information, it's because either you are inattentive or you are not in this meeting. That's the only reason, right? So please make sure that you present yourself for all the events. And volunteering. We really need volunteers because now the place that we have reserved for doing the classes on Sundays, a lot of cars keep coming and going, and we don't want younger kids to be unsafe there. So we need parent volunteers. If you all can buy rotation from each class. And that's another thing. You all have to know the parents of your class, other parents of your class too. And so you all can, one of you can take a lead and maybe assign one of you, maybe once in 2 months you'll get a turn to just handhold the kids and walk into the class and bring them out. That's it, to the parents, and assign them to the parents. So those are the things we're looking for help, and I want to encourage parents to participate. We want to give awards and rewards to best volunteering parent this year, best engaging parent this year, best idea giving parent this year. So we really want, I don't know if that helps, but we are really looking forward to help from you all. So we will be watching, and I recommend and encourage at least 1 or 2 parents from each group. For example, high school group. I encourage 2 parents who are not teachers, who are not volunteered till now in any way, to come forward and say, okay, I'm going to take care of, so for example, I sent Chaitanya Sharon Prabhu's invite like 2 weeks ago. I don't know who is coming or who is not coming. So one parent should volunteer and tell, Aruna, I'm going to take care, I'm going to check with all the parents and I'll get back to you with the count of how many parents are coming. I'm going to encourage them to come. I'm going to make sure that 100% of them come. See, that's the sort of involvement and engagement that I'm looking forward from all of you. And anything else, Harita, is covered? I wanted to tell you all about the annual event that we'll be doing in January. So we will be doing dramas, dances, performances, whatever. Come up with ideas. And part of this 1 hour session, which we are doing every week, will also be used toward practices for those things, right? For those drama. Sometimes when extra hours might happen, we can reserve the space that we're doing on Saturdays with the 6th to 8th grade classes. We can use that for practices. So with that said, we have to keep in mind Saturday's 6th to 8th grade class will happen in, what is the address we have it here? Okay, it is in the same place that we did Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's program, okay? All Sunday classes in a new location. And as I said, that location is very beautiful, but the classrooms are small and the drive space for all the cars also might get trickier there. We are also exploring and we want to see how it goes. So first 2 weeks might be a little confusing for all of us, overwhelming for all of us, but I'm sure if we all cooperate and we all do it together, it will come out smoothly. Okay? So those 2 locations you have to keep in mind. So your class teacher, your class, because parents with multiple kids are getting confused which class where my child has to go. That's because they're not reading the group description. WhatsApp group description has the grade, day of the week and time. That's how I created the WhatsApp group. This GitaWise Saturday, 3rd grade, whatever time that is, 10 to 11. That description is in the group name itself says everything, and people keep asking me, oh, which group, when is my son's class? When is my daughter's class? I'm like, can you help me please? Because I need help now. You all are asking me so many questions. So those are the things. So you have to be mindful of the timings, the location, and your t-shirt, these 3 things. And whatever needs to go into the binder, familiarize yourself with the calendar, and please volunteer. Anything that we missed?
That should be all. They have to pick up the t-shirt.
Yeah, please pick up the t-shirts at the tables. Yeah. And any questions for the teachers will be at the tables. Please ask them. And as soon as you pick a t-shirt, make sure your name is striked off on the t-shirt sheet. Okay? Any questions? Yes.
I just want to know if the kids need to wear the t-shirts to class?
Yes, good point. That's the point of the t-shirt. They have to wear the t-shirts. Yes. And masks they have to wear. And we have sanitizer there. And again, as I said, any symptoms of cold cough, please don't send them. Anything else?
Is there anything why you take you slowly certain chapters? I just want to know about
Which grade is your child?
3rd grade.
Okay. The reason is GitaWise has been here for like 6-7 years, and some of the students have completed other different chapters. So this year we are trying to make sure that there's no overlap, and we are making sure that the chapter which we start, we complete it before the end of the year, because we have 52 weeks a year, but the academic calendar does not permit all 52 weeks because of holidays. But for higher grades, we thought we'll teach once in a while 2 verses. So that way 43 verses of 3rd chapter will be good for 3rd grade and above. But for kindergartners, since they're young, we do only 1 verse per week. We're doing the chapter which has only 20 verses, it's chapter 15. They already finished chapter 12, which is also having 20 verses. So it is based on what they have learned before. So GitaWise family has been there for like 7-8 years, so whatever they learned based on that. Any other questions? And again, please, we want to know your expectations from us. Please let us know. Your donations is safe. We are using for expenses like t-shirts. We conduct events, we use rentals with us with that expenses. We probably sometimes cater Sattvic food, we might use that money. Whatever is remaining, we give every dollar to charity. None of it is going into any of our pockets. So we will share. Actually, the spreadsheet that I shared has all the details by grade. Tab wise, it has who has paid what or who has donated what. And final tab is beneficiaries. We have already donated to some charity organizations. And we are now also paying for the rent. No, we have 2 places that we are renting out to. So for the rent we are paying. So everything is clearly, transparently documented on the spreadsheet. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I want to be transparent with the donations part. We're not comfortable doing it. We're not comfortable asking. But we have to do it because we want to engage our Lakshmi and Krishna consciousness. We want to support charitable organizations which are doing great things through the elected Temple of Vedic Planetarium. That is a wonderful organization which is building the biggest temple in the world. So why not we be part of it, right? Then we have the ISKCON Tribal Cape Trust where the leader who initiated that activity is giving education to tribal villages where people can't even don't have proper transport system also. To those remote areas, the leader has gone and provided education. Why not we be part of that? So in fact, we all have to be thankful that through GitaWise, we don't know where these great wonderful projects are, but we're able to support them. So you all should be proud and pat yourself that your Lakshmi is engaged with some good cause. Okay? Thank you all so much. And if no more questions, please go to your child's table, pick up your t-shirt and ask questions to your teacher. Again, connect with your teachers and stay in touch, stay engaged. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Yes.